Happy Saturday to you. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz, taking a deeper dive into the forecast on this Saturday morning. We have a lot going on. It's going to be more of an unsettled weather pattern instead of the bright, quiet, and warm conditions we've had the last couple of days, but it's not going to be major. It should not completely ruin your weekend plans, but we will have showers at times, but more so on Mother's Day, and I'll time it out for you coming up in a few minutes. And if you want 70s, it's not looking likely, at least not for the next couple of days. Late next week, the weather pattern, it's still kind of unclear. We have to see how stout this ridge is going to build offshore. If it moves more to the east, then we have a better chance to see a drier weather pattern. Again, I'll show you in just a minute, but for now, we're thinking near normal, if not below normal temperatures into next week. But first, let's talk about yesterday. We had highs in the 60s to lower 70s. It was stunning. And we have had at least 9 days at SeaTac just this year at or above 70 degrees. And the hottest we've been so far was on May 6th, 77 degrees. So we've had this roller coaster ride in temperatures. And you see how we earlier in the month, or at least later in our month in April, we had a couple of 50s, mid 50s. We're not talking mid 50s, low and mid 50s for highs. Instead, low and mid 60s. Although some spots may only warm into the mid and upper 50s because of this unsettled weather pattern, and if you live closer to the coast. Here's a look at the upper air weather pattern. So that ridge that brought us this nice weather is now flattening, weakening, and moving to the east. And so that opened the door for a trough to build, an upper level low as well, going to keep things unsettled. You see that circular cool color, that blue color, that's indicating that low, and it is going to swing overhead. So we're going to have an upper level low in the upper atmosphere as well as a low at the surface, and that's going to send a couple of waves of rain over the area. You see that ridge that's just building over the Pacific? Once again, we'll have to see just how far east it moves into the middle half of our week, and even just for most of next week, to see how our weather pattern will be. Will it be cooler than normal with a couple of showers, or is it going to be drier and then warmer? So we'll see. The European model brings it a little more to the east, but it also flattens it a little bit. And so that would at least weaken it and kind of open the window once again for a couple of disturbances to swing overhead. That's still a couple of days out, so we'll have to fine tune the forecast. But let's focus on this weekend because it's Mother's Day weekend and we will have those changes. And some of these showers could impact you tomorrow, but it's not going to be widespread steady rain. I'll time it out for you. But here's a look at the GOES 18 satellite, and you just see high clouds, thick high clouds in place, and you notice this very distinct line of where we have the more so the vertical cloud cover. It goes from generally south to north, and then we have more in the way of mid-level and low clouds beyond that. That's that first front that's moving in, and it's sending some showers over the area, more so over the strait and into Vancouver Island, but this front itself not going to have a lot of oomph to it. So we're not going to have any major rain. It's going to be rather weak, and most spots are not going to see any accumulating rain. Some spots could just get a drizzle or sprinkles, but we're not expecting anything heavy. A view from Port Angeles this morning, just beautiful, but you can see some dampness to the surface right there, but visibility has been fine this morning. And a view from our Queen Anne camera, you see just cloudy skies, some sun breaks in the mix as well, but we can see the mountain. The mountain is out. We have those high clouds, and so it's just a gray day overall. But this just goes to show that we're not going to have a total loss of a weekend. A second stronger front does move in tomorrow, but Today, high temperatures, significantly cooler, at least for some spots, in the upper 50s, lower 60s to our north. And then for the North Sound and some of the islands, 50s and 60s. If the closer you live to water, likely going to struggle to reach the 60s just because the water temperature is still very cool. And then for the Central Sound and the foothills, we'll have low and mid 60s. And then the South Sound and foothills, low and mid 60s. Closer to the state line, better chance to get some mid 60s, and then the coastal areas, the beaches in the 50s, whereas the rest of the areas in the 50s in Shelton around 62 degrees. Eastern Washington, however, will have 70s and 80s, Tri-Cities 86 degrees, whereas Wenatchee about 77. Here are some of the local events if you are staying in town. This is for Saturday. Springfest in Edmond, 63, maybe a couple of very light sprinkles. Coopville, 61, that's the Penn Cove Water Festival. And then Mayfair and Carnation, that's between noon and 5 p.m., 63. And Sequim, again, maybe a couple of very light showers, but not all day. Future temperatures overnight, more clouds, a chance for some showers closer to the coast. Now, this is for the Seattle area, and this is just giving a broad picture. A couple of showers in the morning, and then showers and sun breaks into the afternoon, and a couple of showers into the evening. Just have a backup plan ready to go for mom if you are planning to be outside at any point. Just have somewhere to go, run inside while a quick shower moves over the area. But again, temperatures are going to be cooler even tomorrow in the 50s and 60s. So let's talk about timing. This is later this morning into the afternoon. You see a couple of showers, more so west and northwest of Everett, going to move in and out of here. We'll also have some sun breaks in the mix. This evening, no major issues, going to be a pretty quiet night. Skipping ahead to 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, you see how we have showers approaching the coast. Here comes that next system, and that's going to be a stronger one that will bring us a better chance for some showers. The best chance, at least for widespread rain or widespread showers, will be closer to the coast, the Olympic Peninsula, as well as the southwest interior. That's around brunch time. Then we get into the afternoon, and the showers will begin to spread more to the east and becoming scattered to at least numerous. But notice it's not raining all day, and there is a small chance that we get maybe an isolated thunderstorm as well. Remember how I mentioned the upper level low, and you can see it on the future cast. And with that, we'll have some wraparound moisture with it, and that will bring us more showers, generally from north to south into Monday night, maybe into Tuesday morning. But rain totals are going to be very, very low. Most spots are going to get a quarter of an inch or less, maybe not even measurable precipitation, which is not a good thing considering we are still running well below normal here in Seattle. Same for the coast. This is our yearly departure. So we're close to 4.5 inches below normal here in Seattle. And it's not just here. The Olympic Peninsula is doing okay. The southwest interior, southern Washington in that abnormally dry category. So not so much in a drought, moderate drought. It's just drier than normal. Whereas this orange tan color, that's a moderate drought. So that does include the foothills, basically east of I-5 and up into the Cascades. Speaking of the Cascades, the last update from NWAC on the snow depth, climate, this is what they were looking at. So this measures the snow depth, not the snow pack, but it's showing Snoqualmie Pass 3 inches and Mount Baker still over 100 inches, and Crystal Mountain still doing fine. Stevens Pass 40 inches. And this is, again, the update on the percent of normal, 30-year normal. Mount Baker 80%, Snoqualmie Pass 6%. So that means 94% below normal. Stevens Pass still about 52, and Crystal Mountain, another reason why they're going to have some of the runs at the ski resorts, limited at least through the end of May. So you still have time to hit up the slopes there. So the 7-day forecast, to wrap it all up for you: showers, sun breaks, lingering showers on Monday. Tomorrow, once again, there could be a rumble of thunder. Into Tuesday, depending on what happens with that ridge. For now, it looks as though Tuesday about 6 65, so that could end up being one of the warmer days. And once again, depending on what happens with the ridge, I did add a couple of showers to the forecast for Wednesday, just to take into account that models, both the American model and the European model, are starting to show maybe a couple of showers Wednesday. Nothing heavy, nothing widespread. And then Thursday, most spots could remain dry. And then Friday, and looking ahead to next weekend, that's when we could have a couple of more showers in place with highs in the 60s. With any changes, of course, we'll keep you posted on air, online, King 5 Plus, as well as the King 5 app. It's free to download, and you can always find the latest there.